were talking about Harriet Tubman.
Yeah. So Harriet Tubman was born like around 1820, and she was a slave. And her name was Araminta Rose. So
Araminta?
Everybody just called her Minty because
she was tiny.
Rose
she was
was
small.
really hard to say.
She was small.
And she was small.
She was small.
And so the slave was trying to escape, and
no. This comes way later. You're cutting way to the chase.
It's like the important stuff happens later.
Okay. Well, anyways.
So Minty was like trying to save this dude.
Minty was born, and when she was 6 years old, she had to care for the slave master's wife's baby.
Yeah.
And
baby.
They said, the woman said, keep the baby quiet. And Minty, who was only 6 years old, I mean, can you imagine caring for a baby when you're 6 years old?
No.
She was like, I don't know what to do. Like, so the baby would cry, and then Minty would get hit. And then one day, Minty, she wanted to have a sample of sugar from the sugar bowl.
She wanted to try it and see what it tasted like.
She wanted to see what it tasted like, and then
the slaves weren't allowed to do that.
And it tasted like sugar, and then she got beaten. They beat her
for finding out what sugar tasted like. And so then there was this other slave who tried to escape, and like the master like threw something at him.
Because Minty was like what did I call her earlier? A social justice slave.
She was a social justice
slave.
Yeah.
And the guy her master threw a weight at her. The slave trying to escape, and Minty was like, fuck this, I'll take the heat, dude.
Yeah, so she just like jumped in front of that like shit that he was throwing at him.
And she got hit in the head.
By like a chain or something.
And then so she's like all fucking, she's fucked up. She's Terry Schiavo.
She's got like Downs now.
But then,
she decides
she's like
you
in
know
a
what?
coma.
Like, after she's got Downs,
her
she's
mom,
like, hey.
her mom's taking care of her because her mom is like, I don't know, like Superwoman or something. I don't know what the fuck. So her mom nursed her back to health. We lost the music, but we can't get it back. It's back.
Oh, okay.
It's back. We've got it back.
So her mom's like, hey, your name should be Harriet Tubman.
No, because her mom's name was Harriet, and her name was Minty, like the ice cream.
Yeah, there's no ice cream called Minty.
Minty chocolate chip.
Okay.
Minty breath. Minty fresh flavor. Anywho.
So Minty's like, yo, I gotta get like my brother and like my mom and my dad and like my husband.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Remember, she had those mental problems because when she got
hit by like a chain.
She got hit with a brick.
So she was like mental.
She used to fall asleep. Sometimes when people are having conversations,
she's just like straight narcoleptic.
Like yo, like the corn is really hard to pick this season, and Minty would be like, yeah, I understand, bro.
But she didn't know what to do about it.
No one knew what to do.
So she
relied on her mother.
Here.
No, she relied on her mother.
Oh.
And then she was like, I love my mom so much that I want to be named after her.
You're getting like way into the backstory.
Because I read the Wikipedia.
Alright, well she ended up getting married to this dude named
Okay, well, so she changed her name from Minty to Harriet. So now she's Harriet, and then she married a free slave.
A freeman, not a free slave.
A free man.
Named like something Tubman. Named like Jack Tubman or something. John Tubman. So she decided her name was gonna be Harriet Tubman, and she was gonna like start like the Underground Railroad. She was gonna help some slaves out, like by getting them over the railroad, like into Canada.
Over the
Underground.
But
railroad.
It wasn't a little railroad.
No,
it
wasn't really a railroad. Like it was just like an underground network
so she
of
was
folks.
Like, you have to come with me.
And like if white people in the north like put a lantern like in their window. Quakers, yeah. If Quakers like put like a lantern in their window, it meant that they were like down with slaves.
So down.
And they were gonna help. They were gonna help them get to Canada.
So fucking down.
It meant they were really fucking down, and they were gonna go to Canada. They were gonna get them there. So like Harriet was like.
In the time, I don't know who the president was. It was Lincoln.
Like in
it wasn't Lincoln.
18 like
Bush?
20 something. It was like Jackson.
Reagan.
Yeah, it was like Reagan.
Someone had enacted the Fugitive Slave Act, where if your slave escaped and they made it to another state, they would still be a slave. So now you had to go to Canada. So you
even
were
her
super
kids.
fucked. You were so fucked.
Like if you had some kids even after you were like out of slavery, like your kids were slaves still, according to the Fugitive Slave Act.
Yeah, it was really bad. Bad times.
But Harriet wasn't gonna deal with that. Like she
so
wasn't
over
gonna.
it.
She was way over it.
So over it. She's like, fuck this. I can't deal with it anymore. So then she went back down, and she got on the railroad, but it's like a metaphorical railroad, and she got on it, and she like went back down, and she was like, hey mom, hey like hey, everyone dad. Else, hey dad, hey like brother-in-law, everyone else.
She was like, yo Poppy, like come over.
Like get on the train, get on the train, but it's not a real train. That's what everyone has to understand. Like it's not a real train.
And she was like, yeah, when you hear like the dogs, like keep running. And like
when you hear the dogs, keep running.
When like you hear like the gunshots, like just keep running.
Don't stop, because freedom like, don't stop.
You can't stop running.
You can't stop the beat.
You can't stop the beat.
It's a direct quote. And so there was that, and she like got her family out, and, like 300 slaves, and they all stayed with Quakers. It was like a Quaker Oats. It's not a Quaker Oats meeting.
Why doesn't Quaker Oats like use that like in an ad campaign?
They should. They
like
should
we freed the slaves by our oatmeal.
They should use that. I don't know why they don't, because I don't think they own that. I don't think they claim that, right?
Maybe Quaker Oats isn't Quaker anymore.
It's not like the religion. Anyway, so it's not
the. So Harriet got like mad slaves into Canada and like into the north.
She got away.
And if you're like not down with slavery, you should put a lantern in your window so everybody knows you're not down with slavery.
Or eat Quaker Oats.
Eat Quaker Oats like alongside a lantern by your window. If you're not down with slavery, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's the story of Harriet Tubman.